scared for this one, just for my own.
Wait, are we doing like the player of the season and stuff?
Yeah.
So let's preface this with we're only choosing like one player. Like a player can only win a category once, and they can't win any other categories.
Yeah,
Right, give me a
agreed.
minute.
Otherwise, Haaland's
Give me
winning
a
like
minute.
5 categories.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, Haaland wins every category.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we have Golden Boot, Player of the Season, Young Player of the Season, Signing of the Season, Flop of the Season, which is someone who's been transferred this season and hasn't done well. Manager of the Season, Redemption Arc of the Season.
Redemption Arc?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't even thought about that. I didn't think of Redemption Arc.
So someone who has not lived up to the hype in the last season
but turns it around. Yeah. No, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that. That's a good one.
You're welcome. That was my idea.
What we're starting with? Should we start with Golden Boot? Should we start with
the
obvious one?
Let's get the easy one out of it.
Yeah, Haaland.
Spell his name out.
Golden Boot, Haaland, easy. There's not even any point in.
Yeah. Do we want to give runners up or?
Well,
I've got a couple lists.
I've wrote a few options next to each one.
What, like as runner-up?
Yeah, just like as a sort of short list, and I'll just like pick one who I think will win. But like the other people I've got like as potential candidates is Kane if he stays.
Yeah, easy one.
And then because I think he might have a really good season, but you'd still need Haaland to drop off a bit for it to even be possible. I've got Darwin Núñez.
I've got exactly the same. And potentially, I did have Isak, but I think if Colin Wilson stays fit, Isak will be coming off the left. Which
mate, if Wilson stays fit, he bags 20+ goals a season, easy.
Yeah, I do think it'll be Kane on Núñez as the runners up though. Maybe Salah.
Wilson's just always in the right place at the right time to score. He's so good. It's stupid. I don't know how he wasn't in a bigger club earlier in his career because he's such a good player.
Injuries, isn't it?
Yeah,
he nearly signed for Chelsea, didn't he?
Did he? When?
I think so. I think he nearly left Bournemouth for Chelsea.
That wouldn't have surprised us.
Ended up staying another year.
See, like Wilson would be one of my favourites for Golden Boot outside of Haaland. Probably be Kane and Wilson.
Yeah.
But then it depends who plays more out of Isaac and Wilson for me. If I was to pick one of our two,
I think he could come top 3 if he could stay fit, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, same. I mean, even last season he got 18, I think it was in the end, and he missed like a fair few matches. And he had like a proper dry spell after the World Cup as well, and then it came like April or something, and he just bagging 2-3 goals a game. It was mad. Absolutely.
He's coming 9th this year, so he probably won't.
No chance, mate. No chance. To be fair, we were scoring goals for fun last season, man. The amount of like 4-5-1 games we won was just mental. Just Miggy, mate.
Miguel Almiron.
Miggy. Redemption arc of the season last year was 100% Almiron.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
he was never a flop, but he wasn't like he was nowhere near as good as he was the last season.
I'd say Joelinton.
Oh fuck! Wait, 100% Joelinton. Yeah, 100% Joelinton. Yeah, definitely. Change that over. Miggy second. Joelinton was definitely the biggest redemption last year. But yeah, Haaland for Golden Boot.
Yeah, Haaland.
100%.
Right, what about Golden Glove winner?
Golden Glove.
This is a difficult one.
It's probably the hardest one, you know.
Yeah, because it's realistically the defence that's going to be set up in front of Ederson. He just has to not make mistakes, I think, and it is. I know he hasn't. I know De Gea had it last season, and I mean, when you look at the defence that was set up in front of him, some of the games, and the mistakes that he made, I still don't know how he came up with Golden Glove at the end of it. And it wasn't Pope. But yeah, I think
because towards the end of the season, we just got in the habit of always conceding at least one goal a game, even though we're scoring like 3, 4, 5. We just kept conceding one.
That's what we did as well.
Yeah, and that lost put Golden Glove but this season, I agree. Ederson will 100% be up there.
I've got Ederson. I'm going to prefix it with my second choice. If we sign Robert Sanchez, carrying on our vein of form defensively from the end of last season,
mate.
I don't think Kepa gets it, but I think Robert Sanchez might.
Mate, he doesn't even start for Brighton.
know, but Poch wants him, and who am I to doubt the talent ID of Maurizio Pochettino?
Oh my god!
I don't know. It was one that sprung to my head last minute as we were setting up, and I thought, if it does happen, we're not buying him for his distribution, are we? So
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's really how Poch is going to want to play it. So he clearly sees something in him.
I think
I don't think he's a. I don't know.
Edison's
He got it last season.
Going to be up there. Pope could be if he's do have a good season. But
Yeah.
I'm not predicting that, so I wouldn't put him up there. I've also got Onana written down because De Gea got it last season, and I feel like the United team is probably going to be better this season. I've got Ramsdale written down, but he mightn't even start for us anymore. So it could be David Raya. But who I actually think is going to win it.
Do you genuinely reckon if he comes, he starts over Ramsdale?
Not immediately, but I think a couple months in the season he will.
To be fair, yeah, when you've got like two top keepers like that, it's hard to pick the golden glove for your team because it's probably going to be split between the two.
But I actually think Alisson will win it.
Do you think?
Really? Well, with the league defence in front of him.
Yeah, I like Alisson, but the defensive mistakes will stop
the
him.
Only. I think Alisson's a better goalkeeper than Edison, but it's just his defence in front of him.
Yeah,
he is the best keeper in the league, but I'm backing Liverpool for a better season overall. If they can start being as dominant with pressing from the front, the defence won't have as much work to do again, and it mightn't be as leaky. Especially with the new system of Trent inverting into midfield.
Yeah, you never know.
For mine,
we'll see what comes.
I'm voting Alisson.
Oh yeah, I'm going Edison.
Mine's between Edison, Pope, and it probably would have been Ramsdale.
Go with your heart, lad. Go with your heart.
Going about Raya, that's a fair point where if it's split between the two of them, I don't think either of them will win it. And then Onana as well is definitely up with a shout. Oh. See, when I had a decision in mind, but now we've chatted about it. Makes it different. But I think as much as I want to go with Pope, I'm going to go with Edison as well.
Oh, boo.
I'm going to go with Edison as well.
Fair enough.
I would love to go with Pope, but I'm going to go with Edison as well.
Fair enough. All right. Let's move on to player of the season. Now, Haaland can't win this because he won the Golden Boot.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's go.
So we're essentially picking the second place for player of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the 4 names I've got written down.
Yep.
I've got Bukayo Saka.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
I've got Martin Odegaard.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Gabriel Martinelli.
Oh my god.
And I've got Kevin De Bruyne.
Shut up, man! You can't pick 3 from your team.
Would you not give Saka Young player of the season?
Is he still eligible? How old?
23 and under.
He is eligible because it's
how old Saka?
22.
22.
Ah, fair enough. So you're still eligible for it.
So for my young player of the season category, I've kind of gone for players who are new to the league as well, or new-ish.
Yeah.
Like,
why?
I know Saka and Martinelli were both eligible for it, but they've been like playing in the Premier League for like 5 years, so it feels wrong to give them that, even though I technically can. So I've gone a bit more like I've sort of gone rookie of the season over young player of the season, sort of. Which I know it's not what we said, but it felt right.
Yeah. I've gone Odegaard and De Bruyne.
Yeah.
I think it'll be De Bruyne. Personally. If Haaland keeps up his vein of form, which he probably will do, I think it's just going to be another season of De Bruyne just starting to feed Haaland, and they're just going to get better and better as they keep playing with each other.
De Bruyne's always immense. He's always going to be a place. He's always liable to get injured though, and I just think that could put him out the running. And I'm backing us to win the league, so I'm gonna give it to Saka.
All right.
Fair enough.
I was between De Bruyne, Bruno G.
Yeah, there he is. We were waiting for it to come out.
He's unreal. I don't care what anyone says. If you don't think Bruno Guimaraes is a good player, you don't watch
he's a great,
Newcastle enough.
he's a great player.
He is a great player, but he's not getting.
He's not De Bruyne.
I didn't say I was picking him over De Bruyne. I just said
not
he's
even
in my
nominated.
top 4 as well.
Right, okay.
I was gonna have Saka in there as well because I think Saka is class. I like Saka. And mine was between them 3, but I'm following Tom again, and I think it's gonna be, if it's not Haaland, it's De Bruyne. It
He's
is.
so boring.
If it's not Haaland, yeah, but mate, we want to get them right, don't we? You're just picking them because you want Arsenal players to win.
You're gonna be so embarrassed when you got none of these right at the end of the season.
Yeah, all right.
Clip it.
Pick the City player in all 3 categories.
Clip someone clip Kieran saying that sentence. Just for we'll have 0 right. No, probably have the manager right. That's it. So it's going to deserve. Right, young player of the
We should do
season.
young next.
So this is players that are 23 and under by, is it September the 1st, 2023? I think that's when it starts. So the players I have listed is Enzo Fernandez.
Wait, how
Potentially.
old's Fernandez?
He's like 21.
Mate, I
2021?
don't know Enzo Fernandez
He's
was that
very
young.
young. Yeah, I think he was 19 in the World Cup. So
Jeez, I didn't know he was that young.
yep.
Well,
So,
he's probably
so
not 20.
Enzo Fernandez, Bukayo Saka, and I think Phil Foden is going to get a hell of a lot more minutes for Manchester City this season.
Yeah, agreed.
And because of that, I am going to go Phil Foden.
Fair enough.
I'd love it to be Enzo, and I think he's going to tick really well in this midfield, but only if we get another experienced midfielder alongside him. I think if he's playing for the full season with Andres Santos and Nkunku in front of him, I don't think you're going to be able to link up as well.
Can we add a rookie of the season category after this one?
Is it like one that's under 19?
Yeah, like someone who, like a youngster who is like fresh in the Premier League, like.
So that would just be signing of the season?
Just signed the season.
No, but like.
You just want to win one, don't you, lad?
No, because I don't even have an Arsenal player listed in that set. So my young player of the season category, I've got the likes of Levi Colwill.
Oh, I like that.
Evan
Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Evan Ferguson. I don't think he plays enough to get it, but I like Ferguson.
I like Ferguson.
I've got Nicholas Jackson.
I had Jackson, I took him out.
I've got Rico Lewis.
How many? Oh my Jesus!
Oh,
You're
Rico
just covering
Lewis,
all
yeah,
options,
I
aren't
forgot
you?
about Rico
Just to
Lewis.
say you've nearly got one.
And Bajcetic.
Oh.
So like, do you
For young player of the season.
So this is like I say, this is more like rookie of the season. It's like youngsters who are like just sort of starting to break through in the league. That's what I mean.
Okay, so not.
Because otherwise
we agreed on.
Otherwise,
we'll do a young player of the season.
I can't give Saka young player of the season. I give him player of the season. So then I'll give it to Martinelli, but like because he's eligible. But yeah, in my head, I'll do him more like rookie of the season because
we'll do
it forever. Yeah,
we'll do a young player of the season and then like an infant of the season.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, my young player of the season is entirely biased, and I'm going with Elliot Anderson. Entirely biased, I don't care, but I'm going with Elliot Anderson.
Dreadful.
Mate, he has been unbelievable pre-season, and I reckon if he continues, he'll get starts. And
Who's second? Lewis Miley.
mate, nah, of course not.
Great player.
Yeah, mate, he's 17 and he was like bossing the midfield against Chelsea and Brighton. Like, that's nuts. 7-year-old kid.
A bit harsh.
Mate, no, he was absolutely when he was on the pitch. To be fair, Brighton had brought on quite a few of their youngsters by that time, but you know, Saka will be up there, obviously, for young player of the season.
You're giving up to Elliot Anderson over Bukayo Saka?
Yeah, I told you I was being biased because I reckon I don't think they'll give Saka young player of the season anyway.
About 5 minutes ago, you're like, no, I'm going with ones because I want to get these right.
Yeah, except this one. I've got to give her one of them, and I would love it to be Elliot Anderson.
I'm going to go Saka young player, actually.
I know that one's not going to be right, but he's just been so good pre-season that I want him to I hope he gets some starts and I hope he shines.
What's our description for youngster for infant of the season?
So a youngster who's like having like their breakthrough season, I'd say.
Oh, right. So
okay. Hold on. Then. If we're doing that, I'll stick Anderson in that instead.
Yeah,
if we're doing that, I'll stick Anderson in that instead. And then I'll go Saka for young player of the season.
Yeah. So I'll have Martinelli in young player of the season then. I'd probably say Saka if I hadn't used my player of the season.
Breakout season? He's played like 5 seasons.
No, man, young player.
No, young player of the season.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying youngster.
No, breakout.
Infant or rookie of the season.
Right, I might
breakout is probably the best term to use. Breakout season, not rookie or infant.
Little kiddie of the season.
All right, I'm gonna think of a breakout. I'll come back to us for that.
I'm gonna go for Levi Colwill.
What for your breakout?
Has he not already had his breakout season? For Brighton?
Well, I guess that's why I didn't phrase it as breakout, because like he broke through Brighton, but now he's at Chelsea and he's.
This is a great category you've come up with, Kieran.
Just
not telling us about either, so you can get one ahead of us.
I'm trying to get one ahead here. All right, well, okay. Well, if we call it breakout, I'll not use Colwill because he kind of broke through last season. I can't use Ferguson either in that sense neither.
No, I wouldn't say because Ferguson didn't play.
We'll go youngster breakout.
Ferguson didn't play that much. He mostly came out as subs. It was similar to Anderson. Anderson had a few sub appearances.
I wouldn't say Ferguson's had his breakout season yet.
Nah. He had a few sub appearances, but he wasn't a regular starter. Even Anderson had a couple of subs, but I wouldn't say last season was his breakout season. I'd say it's this season coming up.
I actually don't think it'll be Ferguson though. I'm gonna go for Chedic.
All right.
I'd go Colwill if Tom wasn't crying, but I'll go for Chedic.
Oh, you can go Colwill. I'm not saying anything.
Alright, fine, I'll go Colwill then.
The only one I've got coming through my head is Carney Chukwuemeka. Yeah, I'll go Carney.
What Malo Gusto?
24. No, he's not. That's a lie. No, he's not. I don't know why I thought he was 24.
How old's Jackson?
I think Nicholas Jackson's 22.
Still his first season as well. I'd class that as breakout.
Yeah.
Jackson age, he's 22.
And if he goes off pre-season, I think he'll do class.
From the Gambia. Oh yeah, I love Jackson.
Yeah, I think Jackson will have a good
but
season.
I'm saving him for a different category.
What, signing?
Signing.
What's it?
Golden Glove.
Go on then, we'll do signing next.
Well, who's your breakout there?
He's gone Jackson. I've got Anderson, you've got...
Oh, yeah. Anderson,
who did you go with again?
Who's your young player of the season, then?
I'm going for Levi Colwill.
Who's your young player of the season, Anth? No, Anth. Saka.
Yeah.
Ford. I'm stuck between Ford and Saka for that.
Or for young player?
Yeah. I'll go Ford, and just so we're not following each other for the entire...
We all have Saka as that one, yeah. Fairs. Right, let's do signing next. You want to go first?
Okay, I'll go. So I've got 5 nominees again.
5
nominees are.
Yeah, I've got Onana.
Yeah, he's in mine as well. It's a good signing.
I've got Timber.
I don't think he plays enough.
I think he'll surprise everyone how technically gifted he is. I've got Trafford.
You got who?
Trafford.
James Trafford.
Yeah, James Trafford. He's just signed from Burnley.
Signing of the season.
I think if he is exceptional, which he is, he could be so pivotal for Burnley that it could get him up, and that makes him a nominee. I'm not saying he's going to win it.
Fair enough.
I've got Jackson.
Yep.
I think could bag a ton of goals. And this is sort of
Smiling. Oh no.
This one's the most rogue. I've got Nathan Collins.
Signing of the season, Nathan Collins.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to win it, but I just think he deserves a mention because I think that's just such a good signing for Brentford, and I think he'll be brilliant for their defence.
Yeah,
Where did you have
can't
mention, really?
Where did you have Brentford finishing?
10.
Signing of the season, 10. Where do you have Burnley finishing?
Top.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah. But without a goalkeeper like that, I think they could be fighting relegation. I think that's important.
Yeah. Who are you going for,
though? I'm going to give it to Onana.
So mine, I've got Onana's in mine as well. I've got Diaby for Villa. I've got Tonali for us. And I've got Jackson as well. They're probably my 4.
I was going to give it to Jackson, and that was why I said I was going to save him for a different category, but I changed my mind last second to give it to Onana.
I'd love to go Tonali, but I'm going Diaby me. I think he's going to be unreal for Villa. I think it's going to be absolutely unreal.
Yeah, I had Diaby. Depending on how Villa do. Diaby, I've got Christopher Nkunku. I had Nicholas Jackson as well, but I'm using him for breakout, so I can't do that. And I listed Mateo Kovacic.
It's a good signing.
Don't give me that.
I think Kovacic will be unreal in City.
For the money that they've
I
signed
reckon
him
Diaby
for,
me.
I think Kovacic is going to be great for City. I think he'll work really well in that system.
I think he will as well. I mean, I said Nathan Collins, so I can't really argue.
Yeah, I'm stuck between Nkunku and Kovacic. I think if City win the league, Kovacic will be pivotal in it.
No, I don't think it'll be that important.
He's the ball carrying midfielder.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be impactful enough to get signed in the season.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'll go Christopher Nkunku for the amount of money that we signed him for. I think we've taken probably one of, if not the best players from the Bundesliga for 60 million. I think it's unbelievable business by us. And he's looked really sharp in pre-season. He can play a number of different positions.
You got good record of signing players from the Bundesliga.
Yeah, well, and RB Leipzig. So we'll see.
A question for you both. I know I didn't include him either, but why did neither of you put Declan Rice?
He's not going to be
I
signed
don't
this season.
think he'll be signed of the season. Yeah.
No, why?
I think it's too easy.
I don't. It's not that. I don't think he's the kind of player. He's the kind of player that silently makes an impact. So it doesn't get.
And Sandro Tonali isn't.
Yeah, but Sandro Tonali gets forward more often as well. Whereas I think Declan Rice is unreal and an unreal signing, but he's not the kind of player that like. Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Declan Rice gets forward more than Sandro Tonali.
Actually, I haven't got a minute.
To be fair, probably similar because Rice defends more often, but then he just bursts forward out of nowhere, like every now and again.
I think Rice will have a good season, but I think for the price tag, it's hard to justify signing the season.
Yeah, that's also kind of what came in my head. It's value for money as well, which is why Kovacic kind of ranked so highly on mine. If they'd have picked him up for like 60 odd million, then he probably wouldn't be on the list. But yeah I'm going to go with Christopher Nkunku.
First, but yeah, for Rice, me, he's more like a silent star. Like he's unreal, but you don't necessarily see it all the time. But you know it.
Yeah,
he's unreal. Yeah.
I was just curious what your thoughts are.
No, that's my thought of Rice. Like he's unbelievable and he's doing a job, but you don't necessarily see it the entire time.
Yeah, cool. Right, I'm still excited for flop of the season.
I've had a list ready for this for a while.
I want to go last on this one.
Should be good.
That's a Chelsea player.
So, Mason Mount has shown so far that he is not playing very well. He's currently 005, waiting for 2 more, and then we're happy. I feel like partway through the season, he could hit a vein of form that's going to be seen as an unbelievable purple patch, and then he's just going to go back to being dreadful. I really wanted to include Kai Havertz, but I don't think it's true. I feel like, I know he scored 2 goals in pre-season, but
he has, yeah.
They're not.
Has he actually?
Yeah, both are like the back post. I don't know. I feel like Havertz is one of those signings where it depends entirely on where you're playing. You're going to find out really quickly that he's not a midfielder, and he can't play in the midfield. He's just too gangly. After watching him for Chelsea, and that's why we've put him in strike when we had other options like Armando Broja.
I think the thing is with playing midfield for us is he's probably going to be a lot higher up the pitch.
Yeah, be way more of an attacking midfielder. Yeah.
And like, those 2 goals he scored drifting at the back post, like those late runs from that position, perfect for him.
Yeah. I don't see you guys playing kind of a second striker. I see it being very much a normal 4-3-3 with kind of a defensive, a box-to-box and an attacking midfielder. And I don't think he pushes Odegaard out of that attacking midfield.
No, he'll definitely play on the left side where Xhaka did.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not including him in flop because I think he will still come good for you this season. He won't be amazing. He won't be the 60 million that you've paid for him.
No, I wouldn't have Havertz in flop.
I think he'll be fine. And for some reason, I've written Dominic Szoboszlai, and I don't really know why. But I just feel like in that Liverpool setup, he's a great player, but he's going to be battling with McAllister, I think. I know there's been a lot of people saying that McAllister can kind of be on the defensive side as well, but I think he's used much better when he is attacking. But
McAllister might be signed in the season.
Yeah, he was a good signing. I completely forgot about McAllister. It's because it happened so early, didn't it?
Well.
Yeah, it happened so early. I completely forgot about it. That was a good signing.
Yeah, I am going to go with Mason Mount though.
Oh,
it was really hard trying to find a flop. But I think from what Mount's shown so far, he doesn't have the fitness level capable for Man United at the moment. He still needs to work his way up on that. Not entirely his fault because he did miss all of the end of last season. Well, the last half of last season with a pubic bone injury that he needed surgery on. So he'd only really kind of came back into fitness in the last couple of weeks, and he was never going to play. But yeah, flop of the season, Mason Mount.
I'm annoyed I let you go first now. Because mine is also Mason Mount. I've never understood Mount for years. And I don't understand why he was bought for how much he was bought for. I've never thought he was that good.
The season that we won the Champions League, he was a very pivotal part of it. But as I say, it was an unbelievable purple patch that lasted far too long.
Yeah, I do reckon he's one of the players that if he played for Newcastle, I would see where he was good. But because I don't watch Chelsea every week, like, I probably don't see it. But even like with England and stuff, I've just never understood what people rave about Mason Mount for. I've just never got it.
Yeah.
And I think Man United have got a bit of a track record of signing good players and them flopping. Like, look at Anthony, look at Sancho. They've not necessarily flopped, but they've never lived up to that expectation.
The price tags.
And then when you've got like Mount, who probably wasn't as good as either of those two before joining them. What's he going to do as well as either of those two anyway?
I haven't even got Mason Mount written down.
Really?
Yeah. I just think he'll be useful enough to justify not being a flop. I don't think he's going to set the world alight.
Yeah, but how much was he again? Was it like 60, 70 mil or something?
65 million and 5 add-ons, I think.
It's way too much, man.
Yeah, I just think he's useful enough in a system that's operating well, which the Man United one will be. So I think he'll do all right. I'm so surprised now that if you said Havertz. I'm so relieved.
I think Havertz is all right. I don't think Havertz will be.
I have 3 pages worth of Havertz notes on how to defend them.
I really wanted to put Havertz in, but I don't think you will. I had him in my fantasy team until like last week because I think he just will do well. But I
think Havertz will do sound. He's a good player.
Yeah. Well, he'll do sound.
Right, I've got 6 nominees.
6.
My God, I couldn't even think about that.
Come on, what you got?
I've got Dan Juma at Everton.
Yeah. He's only on loan though. He's not really costing them anything.
Was he only signed on loan?
He's only on loan, I think.
Is he? Oh, I thought he'd signed on a permanent. I thought he'd loaned.
Hang on, let me double check that.
Loaned to Tottenham in January, and then signed for Everton permanently this summer. If he's on loan, I'll take him out.
I will double check that.
Well, then who's your next one? What he's checking?
Next, I've got João Pedro. Because Brighton
he's on loan.
Just is he? Okay.
Yeah. Flop of the season, João Pedro.
I think he's a good player, but if he's playing striker at Brighton, their strikers don't ever score goals.
I nearly put him as breakout.
Yeah, but
he's not playing it. He won't play striker. He'll play on the wing. João Pedro.
If he ends up playing on the wing, that could change. But if he's playing striker, they just cursed around strikers, a bit like Chelsea.
Yeah. I'm praying Nicholas Jackson doesn't get given the number 9 because he'll just go downhill. And Nkunku.
I don't think Nkunku will get given number 9. He's not a striker, is he?
No.
He's more of an attacking midfielder.
I'll give it to Broja.
I've got Diaby.
There's a flop.
I think he's a really good player and he has looked good in pre-season, but it's just, I don't know. I think Leon Bailey felt like the same signing and he's flopped.
Yeah,
in the same club, same
from Leverkusen.
Yeah,
of course, they did, didn't they?
And also Emery signed Nicolas Pepe, who is a right winger who famously flopped. So I just think the
breakout star of the season. Can't believe I'm scared you said Nicolas Pepe flopped.
Yeah, I don't think he was as bad as everyone made out.
No, he was.
But he didn't live up to the point.
No, he was bad.
He was
Let's
dreadful.
be honest, he was not good for Arsenal.
He wasn't dreadful.
I don't think he's a bad player, but he wasn't good for Arsenal.
No, he wasn't good enough for sure. Next, I've got Rasmus Højlund.
That's fair for similar reasons I said earlier.
Yeah,
I just didn't get his.
I didn't even think he had signed by the time I'd written this up. Yeah, Højlund's a great show.
And Nkunku.
Really? Nah. Is this why you wanted to go last?
No. Well, kind of. There's more to come.
Oh God!
You can't just list every signing that every team
made. You got to say Nicholas Jackson.
So the Chelsea curse strikers don't do well. The last
from
Leipzig's Timo Werner. Like it's and the last one's Tonali.
I think you find it was wrong with
man. You just put one of our teams in just to piss off.
No way
Tonali's flop of the season, man. Come on.
The amount of money you paid for him, and I'm just not convinced. I'm not even convinced he wants to be at Newcastle. Never mind perform week in, week out in like freezing cold weather.
Such a stupid take.
Shut up. Give it a month. Give it a month.
No,
he'll be one of the best midfielders in the Prem. Him and Bruno in the middle will be ridiculous.
No, I think he was a great player for Milan. I just have a bad feeling about this move to Newcastle.
Nah, no chance. Give it a month and you'll see him and Bruno working together, and they'll be
Bruno, Joelinton, and Tonali is a ridiculous midfield.
Unreal, isn't it?
It's crazy. So much talent.
Who would have thought you'd said that 2 years ago when you like putting Joelinton with Bruno and Tonali? I love Joelinton so much.
I'm going to give it to Nkunku.
What the fuck?
It was a toss-up between him and Højlund, but I don't know. I think Højlund will get more goals.
Right, okay. Fair enough.
And next up, we got manager of the season.
Right, well, Kieran's is deserving.
He's gonna go.
Oh, is it not? It's a shock. Yeah, he's going Arteta.
Yeah.
I haven't even wrote De Zerbi down actually.
Really?
I love him. I think he's a brilliant tactician, but just because I think they're going to finish 7th, which is lower than this season, I think you couldn't give them that, and that's only because they've got to juggle Europa as well. But he's a fantastic manager. If I was just rating how good managers are, I'd be up there, but not for this coming season.
So mine are basically the teams I think are going to finish top 4. So mine are Pep, Arteta, Howe, and Klopp. Because I reckon Liverpool are going to have a bit of a redemption arc as a team this year and do class. I reckon Ten Hag would probably be up there
I have
as well.
one of those names written down.
But I'm only putting Howe up there because I hope we'll push for top 4 again. But Ten Hag will be up there as well. But I reckon
I think Howe had a shout last season. To be honest,
I
quite
think Howe should have won it last season. I mean, I get giving it to Pep. They won the league and it was unreal.
Yeah.
But like, come on, how brought Newcastle from relegation to 4th in the league? Pep can win it any year. How should have got it just for the crack?
Yeah, purely just for the crack.
If we're going for the same thing, I reckon Pep will win it.
Yeah, I've got Pep and De Zerbi written down. Depending on how Brighton do, I know I've got them listed as 8th, but that's just because I don't like them. I do think they're a very, very good team.
Yeah, if Arteta win the league, if Arsenal win the league, Arteta will get it easy.
Yeah,
but if not, I reckon it's Pep.
I think Arsenal are going to do really well in the cup competitions. Before you have a rant at me, that's the only reason that Jurgen Klopp won it a couple of years ago, because he had a chance at both. I think he had the chance at both domestic finals, and then for some reason they gave him Premier League Manager of the Season, even though he was sat like 2nd or 3rd. I don't know. I can see a similar thing happening with Arteta. Not the Champions League, but certainly the 2 cup competitions. But I am going to go with Pep Guardiola.
Obviously, I'm predicted Man City 2nd and Arsenal 1st. And if they're 2nd, there's no way Pep wins it.
Nah.
Yep.
So I didn't bother writing his name down for that reason.
Go on then, who you got down?
Obviously, I wrote Arteta because if we win the league, it will be him. But the other nominations, I've got Unai Emery.
Yeah, I can say that.
Good show.
Vincent Kompany. And Iraola.
Vincent Kompany.
I don't think Kompany will get it.
I
do think Burnley will do well, but Kompany won't get it.
I think Kompany could be nominated. If Burnley do really well in their first season in the league, he'll be up there.
I think he'll get nominated, but I don't think he'll win it.
Yeah, Burnley only need like a top 7 finish in order for Kompany to win it.
Yeah, to win it, yeah. But I think he'll be nominated.
Oh yeah. As long, if he finishes top half, or like even like 11th or 12th, I think there's a good shout for it.
But if Arsenal win the league, it's Arteta, and that's what I'm predicting. So I have to pick Arteta.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But if we don't, if it isn't given to Pep, like if they only win the league and nothing else, then I think we'll probably pick someone else, and then I'd go Emery.
Fair enough.
Good evening. Right, and then the wild card pick, redemption arc. Who fancies going first for the last category?
I'd miss redemption arc, mate. I'd miss redemption arc, but having to think about it.
Yeah. Well, you go last, and you'll hear what we say. You might agree. I've got
right. Yeah, go on.
I've got Kai Havertz.
Redemption.
We're considering how everyone's terrible for Chelsea, and he's going to flop with Arsenal. If he has a really good season, I'd class that as a redemption.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, go on then.
Mudryk.
Mudryk's a shout.
He hasn't even been in the league that long, and I kind of feel like people have been harsh calling him a flop last season. But he was labelled as that, and he was a stupid amount of money.
You can say that about half of Chelsea's signings last season, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But I do think he'll have a good season. And I've got a bit of a rogue shout, and it depends on if they get a transfer. If Harry Maguire goes to West Ham.
Harry Maguire redemption. Oh my god. Where have you got West Ham finishing?
16th.
Some redemption.
If Harry Maguire goes, I think they'll be finished higher.
Oh, 15th.
Honestly, he's not that bad. He just stands out as being that bad at United. But I like the Maguire show. And for England, he's always solid enough. Like for a team like West Ham, I think he'd be one of their best centre backs.
Yeah. I've noted 3 names down. I've got obviously Mykhailo Mudryk.
Mudryk is such a good shot for redemption arc.
Yeah. The short spell that he has.
I'm going to give my award to Mudryk.
Yeah. No, damn it, I was going to do that. I've got Richarlison. Mainly for the reason that he's going to have to lead the line if Kane leaves.
The bloke
And
pretends to be a pigeon.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
Kevin Nolan pretended to be a chicken, so
Yeah, very true.
Get with that logic what you will. Yeah, I just think he had a really tough time last season. He had more yellow cards for taking off his shirt than he actually did goals.
Oh, it's funny as fuck.
He was just kind of an outside shout. And I've got Darwin Núñez.
Núñez is the first
Because
name that came to
he's
my head.
So sharp in pre-season.
He was not bad enough last season for this to be considered a redemption.
No, but
he was all right.
He didn't live up to his name.
He's never lived up to his expectations.
I'd say that's the same for Havertz. Havertz didn't have a dreadful season last season.
Núñez
He's
is
just
one of the
been
ones on my list.
constantly not very good.
Núñez he's been average, but I reckon if Liverpool have a good season, he could be like class.
Núñez was nowhere near the player that he should have been.
Do you know who else is a shout for redemption? Actually, Son. Son was not very good last season.
Kim and Son. I don't know if Son's enough. Because Son's known as a good player.
People still rate him, but he was not that good last season.
Yeah, he wasn't. But
yeah, he's still a good player. Oh my god! I just realised sign of the season we've missed one. James Maddison.
No, I don't think
he's signing the season.
Do you not think?
Nah. For me,
it's a good signing, but he's not going to be one of the best.
Yeah, I think he's a good signing, but he's not. He's not signing the season.
I'm between Mudryk and Núñez for redemption. There's probably someone else somewhere. I just can't think. Kepa?
Yeah. There definitely is somewhere that we're just not thinking of.
Yeah, it'll come was like later on.
I reckon we revisit signing of the season when the window closes.
Yeah.
Yeah, have like a second look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
I'm going to go Mudryk for redemption as well.
I think I'm going to go Núñez.
Yeah, I was hoping someone would go Núñez because I do think he will.
Yeah, when you mentioned redemption arc, he was one of the first names that come to my head. Like I said, I don't think he's been terrible, but he's never lived up to what his price tag. And
I think that's a good shout. I didn't consider him as much of a flop as the likes of Mudryk, Havertz, and Maguire. That was all.
Yeah, but Maguire's been a flop for like 6 years now. It's not like a one-off flop.
There's even shouts for like Jadon Sancho and Anthony.
Anthony was another one that come to my head.
Like if they do start coming, what are you saying?
I don't think either of them are good enough.
Yeah, and Anthony was one that come to my head, but I don't think he'll come that good.
Yeah, I don't think either of them will.
I've only had like one season each though in the Premier League, 1 or 2 seasons. I don't know.
Sancho's been here ages.
Has he?
Yeah.
Can't be more than 3 seasons. He's been injured quite a bit, hasn't he?
Either his 3rd or 4th season.
Right. Don't know. So, right. Mudryk, Núñez.